WrestleFriends! WrestleFriends podcast!
Welcome to the WrestleFriends podcast. I'm Dave and I'm here with Mark and Jake and Jake sounding alright now because Mark's been twiddling with his knobs.
Today is the 7th of June 2018.
It really is.
I don't know why that's important.
We've never started with a date before.
I just thought I would start with a date.
It's been a long time since we've podcasted.
I know. Good thing we had that little sneaky quiz to pop out.
You were popping it out. You went on holiday, didn't you?
I did.
And I did other things. I was busy doing other things. What you been up to on your holidays, on your jollies?
Went to Palma in Mallorca. I seen a big upside down house. It was literally the size of a house and it was upside down.
We never went to that.
Imagine that.
We did talk about it, but we never went to it.
And next to it was two giant sculptures of pigeons.
That's weird.
Amazing.
I've never even seen a pigeon.
So Palma's got like 80 statues in the city, like sculptures. So like you can do, like we went around and looked at loads of things that day. It was mint.
Do they have little in Spain? I've never seen a pigeon.
Like loads of
a
pigeons.
little rat bag pigeon like we get.
Yeah, they're like little ratty crappy ones.
No, are they not like glorious and white like you'd expect them to be
Doves.
in Spain?
I know. Yeah. I didn't see any doves.
No.
Yeah, that was good. And I went to the largest aquarium in Europe, and I saw sharks.
That's another thing we were meant to go to that we never went to.
I would recommend it. It's cool.
I'm not going.
Sure. So sharks. And then I ate lots of nice food.
What was your favourite meal, Mark?
What was my favourite meal that I had in Palma? It was probably I had a pizza at an Italian, and it was really nice, and it was like a really nice atmosphere. But I just spent a lot of time like just eating crisps and like
they do like
snacks.
them Lay's crisps, don't they?
And snacks.
Cheetos. Big fan of the Cheetos, aren't they? That's the thing, you know, when we were talking about all-inclusive holidays before, because I was talking, before we came on air, I was talking about how good all-inclusive holidays are, but when you are on an all-inclusive holiday, you tend to spend most of your time in the place, and you don't go out as much and experience what's going on around you, so probably in that way, what you did was better.
But I feel like I've experienced a lot in my life, and it's time for us to have an all-inclusive.
All in.
I need to be all in. But I've also been playing Saturday Morning RPG on Steam.
What's that?
It's like a Japanese RPG like game where you kind of, you know how RPGs work, how you get different points, a bit like how South Park works. So you've got different points and different like attacks and that. But it's set in this kid's dream, and it's like based on all 80s Saturday morning cartoons.
Nice.
So you get attack that's like the Thundercat's sword. You get like there's like loads of references to Bill and Ted and that. It's really cool. And
Bill and Ted 3's coming out, you know.
No, that's exciting. And it's only £4.49 on Steam at the minute.
So what was that? Why are you playing that on?
This computer.
This laptop. Cool. What else have you been up to? Is that it?
That's about it.
That's quite a lot, really, isn't it? More than I've been up there.
Trying to eat less.
Nah, so am I.
But I'm drinking like more coffee because I'm not having McDonald's breakfasts 3 times a week. But I am thinking I'll get a McDonald's coffee because I haven't had a breakfast, so I still need a treat.
They've got Super Mario toys on at McDonald's.
I know, but I wasn't. They're not. They're like games rather than figures. Rather than the figures, so I wasn't that interested. The figure ones were cool.
They were good. I've done a list of things
that you've done.
I've done things. I got a new tattoo.
Yeah, your tattoo's sweet.
That took a full day of my life, and it hurt, and it's irritating now.
Do you want to recommend the tattoo shop?
Yeah, 4th Avenue in North Shields. Natasha done it for us. Good times. What else did I do? Help us out, Jake.
I thought you had a list of things that you'd done.
I went to Scotland. That was a big thing. Went to Alnwick Castle, where I got called a Weasley.
Who called you a Weasley?
Dumbledore. He actually got us up in front of everyone, which was
Embarrassing.
A little bit. He didn't make us do anything stupid though. He missed a trick there because I would have made us do something stupid.
But you wouldn't have liked it.
I wouldn't have. Yeah. Jake went to Scout Camp. I had to pick him up. That was another thing.
How was Scout Camp?
Yeah,
I used to go to like clubs, like camps when I was a kid, and they're some of the happiest memories of my childhood. Just running around.
No bad things happen now.
Running around with sticks and that.
They don't do that in Scout Camp.
Older, isn't it?
Yeah, but
You don't run around with sticks anyways.
well,
It's
very dangerous actually.
I don't want to know anything about a place where I cannot run around with sticks.
You don't run around with sticks. You throw tomahawks at things.
You threw tomahawks at things. That's
What else?
mint.
What else is it? What is it? Tomahawk?
It's like an axe.
Like
Yeah.
American.
Hope they've done a good risk
know,
assessment for that.
What's the PC way to say American Indian? American Native axe.
I think you said
Tomahawk.
all of the things. Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But them axes.
Air Max.
You
Them axes.
gotta use snipers as well.
Sniper
Sure, man.
rifles.
Well,
No, you did not.
You didn't.
You did?
No.
You did actually.
Actual sniper rifles from armies.
Where were you snipering people from?
Well, they're not like BB
You
snipers.
sat behind the grassy
Actual-
knoll waiting for Blue the Bear to go past.
Actual live ammunition.
No, you weren't.
You wouldn't be
We were
allowed
shooting like targets and stuff.
with actual bullets.
Air gun.
Mhm.
Air rifle. It
Well,
must have been an air rifle, not a real one.
Or I don't know.
We obviously weren't listening.
Find out for next time. Because that's quite the claim.
I think, yeah. we need to
Tomahawks
find
is cool though. I want to throw a tomahawk.
out. Tamagotchi. I want to throw a Tamagotchi.
Tomato. Tomodachi leg.
Remember them pets you used to be able to get though? The
Tamagotchis.
first Tamagotchis.
Alright.
Could throw one of them. No one would even miss it these days.
You could.
Don't talk about some wrestling because we've gone on
Well, we're having-
far too much about Tomahawks.
So I went back to WrestleMania weekend
Why?
because I want to watch the indie shows from WrestleMania weekend.
Alright.
So I started off with Joey Janela's Spring Break 2.
Have you put this? Is this the stuff you put on this memory stick?
One of them, yeah, it's on the memory stick. So
Right.
everything I talk about is on the memory stick of
So
Doom.
you're just going to basically ruin everything I haven't watched yet.
Aha, I am gonna ruin it.
Cool.
Sorry. But yeah, so it was run by Game Changer Wrestling, which are a relatively new kind of company. They're only about 3 years old. They're based in New Jersey. They're direct competition to CCW, who are like been around for like 20 years, but they're actually outselling Game Changer Wrestling, are outselling them in that area.
So is it like
So they're like a similar type of
deathmatch things?
deathmatch, hardcore kind of
Cool.
promotion, but they're
Can't-
actually outselling
like-
CCW at the moment.
That's a pretty big deal, then, isn't it?
It is. So they've got competition. They've never had competition in that kind of
Respect.
sphere of wrestling, but they do now. So last year during WrestleMania weekend, they did Joey Janela's Spring Break 2, Spring Break 1, and
Who's Joey Janela?
Joey Janela's like probably the hardest working indie guy at the moment. You've probably seen him. He's kind of got like an 80s kind of gimmick. He wears like wraparound shades, long hair, smokes a tab to the ring, takes crazy bumps.
Nah.
He's really cool. You'll see him when you
I'll
watch.
Google him.
So this is like WrestleMania weekend. Away from WrestleMania is like the dream. So this show actually started at 12:30. Like
dinner time?
No, 12 at night.
So
12:30
on WrestleMania
a.m.
night.
No, like a couple of nights before.
This is the thing, right? You could go to wherever WrestleMania's on, right? And you wouldn't even have to go to WrestleMania. You could still have a really good weekend because there's that much of that good stuff going on. Like, would you not prefer to go to all them like really cool?
Yeah.
Because they're big indie shows as well, aren't they? They put
Yeah.
all the best people on.
They start at 12:30, so you could be out all day,
Uh-huh.
like looking about, getting drunk, and then go here. So it was the most attended non-WWE show of WrestleMania weekend with 1,700 people.
Wow.
All of the matches had really cool. You just drum it.
Keep doing it.
All of the matches had really cool like videos to you know how in WWE they have like hype videos for the matches, like the feuds and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like Game Changer Wrestling's videos are really cool.
So when I watch it, I'll
You'll
be able to
see.
know.
They're all like, some of them are like, one of them's like a Streets of Rage rip off. There's like really like epic ones, like the old and Attitude Era. Like what I'm looking for is that it's well produced.
If Jake would stop watching Friends on my telly, maybe I could actually watch some wrestling now
You've
and
been
again.
watching Friends?
He's totally
I suppose
ditched.
Friends is like new to you, isn't it?
It is. He's ditched wrestling for Friends though.
I haven't.
I've got loads of wrestling to watch. I've got it all on memory still.
Yeah, but Jake's got loads of Friends to watch. No, but it's like, I can imagine having not been alive when Friends came out. It would be cool to watch.
Can you not imagine how annoying it is for someone like me who's seen it over and over and over again, have to have it on every night again?
What do you make of the clothes they wear? I'd imagine for us, it's like when we were kids watching shows from the 60s, it's like him watching like the changes in fashion between then and now.
I never really
Mind
noticed the
blown.
What?
I never really noticed the clothes.
Alright, moving on. What was it on?
Who's your favourite friend?
Chandler.
Cool.
Nobody knows what his job is. Yeah, good production.
Cool.
Is what I was talking about. So they started off with a 6-man cruiserweight opener. Eli Everfly, Teddy Hart, DJ Z, Gringo Loco, Tony Deppen, and Kyle the Beast. Eli Everfly wins with a double underhook top rope destroyer, which was pretty impressive.
I love the way that you're actually stating who wins these matches as well.
Do you
I
want us
haven't
to-
seen it.
You know what else to tell you?
I would prefer you not to.
Alright, I
I
won't.
prefer you not to
Can
talk
you not
about
just
it.
like...
Alright,
I
I'll
don't mind
leave.
talking about it, but can we just leave out who wins?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
So...
some good parts of it.
No, I'll tell you all the good parts. So Eli Everfly, I think, could be a possible 205 Live candidate eventually. He's got like a really weird black... He paints his tongue black and he's got a really long tongue.
Is he not? Is he a masked?
He was a mask, he's not anymore.
Was he not in Impact for a bit?
He might have been. Did he have a long black tongue? Yeah, he might have been on Impact. Yeah, what was he called on Impact? The same.
He's still on it. He was last time I watched
Purple,
it.
purple like
Purple
trunks.
mask. Purple mask, purple trunks with like, and his mask went all the way sort of like down his back, like
And a long black tongue.
yeah, and at the start it like came right
He
down.
doesn't have a mask for this, and I'd never seen him before. And obviously, I don't watch Impact as much as you, so it
You
might be
should
the same
check out
guy.
Impact at the minute because there's lots of people on it I think you'd enjoy.
Because you were right about Cyrus being the new.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And he seems to have pushed it in a sensible.
And that's where
direction.
Chris Jericho was going to come into it because apparently it was Chris Jericho that pushed him into doing it because they're good mates. And I
Yeah.
think Chris Jericho was going to end up on Impact at some point.
That would be amazing. I would watch that. So Teddy Hart, another one of the participants, is the last Hart kind of.
Is he an actual Hart?
He's an
like a
actual
Bret
Hart.
or
He's
an
like
Hart?
he's like a niece. He's a niece. He's
Does
Bret
he
Hart's.
wear the pink?
He's Bret Hart. No, he's Bret Hart's nephew, but he's the black sheep. He's been in prison for like he used to be a drug dealer and stuff.
Is this real?
This is real,
Real life?
in real life. But he's super talented. He's like we'll see. He's absolutely amazing. He's just come out of prison.
Yeah.
And he's amazing.
I wonder if you can like do wrestling in prison.
You could keep yourself fit, but that's about it. But yeah, tell us what you think about Teddy Hart. He's like Bret Hart's like nephew, but he's been around for years. He's like 40. He's been around for years.
Yeah.
But he's like just started getting serious about wrestling again. But
Right.
he's like
Maybe
amazing.
it could be his way to being good.
He's been signed by WWE twice, but he's been let go both times for like
Bad
behavioural issues.
Uh-huh.
Tell us what you think about him.
Well,
DJ Z, I think, could be another 205 Live candidate. He has the thing with the lights. He's definitely on Impact. He wears the suit with the lights on.
oh yeah.
And he points it during this match is really cool. He keeps pointing at the guy who's playing the music, and they play like no no no, like you know how they do that at raves and that.
I can't remember. Like, I think I know who you're talking about, but it's like one of them.
He was
people
out on
that-
Impact for ages. He had a bad injury.
Uh huh.
So next was Matt Riddle versus James Ellsworth.
Really?
So you know who Matt Riddle is. He's like ex-UFC guy.
Yeah.
Absolute nails. It was fun watching him batter James Ellsworth.
So he's like one of the first, like when UFC got really popular, wasn't he? Like one of the first big names, sort of thing. Like,
Was released for I think he was more cannabis or something, and then he transitioned into wrestling, and like he's like probably one of the biggest things in indie wrestling at the minute.
Really?
He's on that memory stick I gave you loads because he's on couple of the Progress shows as well.
Right.
But he beats Ellsworth. Oh, sorry, done it again, haven't I?
Doesn't matter.
I think you probably
I would have known.
You could have figured that out. So I'll just continue because I
Did
swallowed.
he do that thing where he tried to grab his chin but he couldn't because it's not there?
Yeah, he tried to.
I love that.
He tried to shotgun kick him in the chin when he was bent over and he missed.
I love all that.
So he's ending his bro mission, which is a choke stretch with a leg grapevine. It's one of the best submissions I've ever seen. So tell us what you think when you watch it.
I've just got hot off the press news.
What's the hot off the press news?
The brackets have been revealed for the UK Championship tournament.
Oh, can you read them out later?
I will.
Because I want to hear them. So next was Walter versus PCO. Have you seen any of the PCO stuff that's been kicking around recently?
No.
So obviously you know Walter. Don't need to go into
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Don't need to go into who Walter is.
No.
But PCO, Pierre Carl Ouellet. Do you remember the Quebecers, or specifically the Mountie?
Yes.
So the Mountie came back with a partner, and they were the Quebecers in the early 90s.
Right.
Do you remember that?
No.
So his partner was Pierre Carl Ouellet. He then, when the Mountie left, they changed PCO into Jean-Pierre Lafitte, who was like a pirate thief with a eye patch.
Right.
And he wrestled Bret Hart. Do you remember him?
No, this is around about the time where I didn't
96.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen it.
So he then disappeared and went into obscurity on the Canadian Indies, and he's come back in 2018 to prominence at like 50 years old.
Wow.
And they've done a load of crazy promos where they've showed him in like a gym, and these like gym partners been shocking him with like a cattle prod while he's been doing like his weights and bending like metal bars around his neck and mad stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they've like done these crazy promos, and that's kind of got him a bit more like notoriety and heat. So and like with being 50 years old, but like wrestling these guys like Walter and stuff. So I'll just go through a few of the spots. He trades chops with Walter, which at 50 years old I can't imagine is a fun thing to do.
No.
And ends up with like absolutely black and blue.
Yeah.
He has the Walter chest by the end.
Mm-hmm.
He does a moonsault at the outside. Walter powerbombs him through a table. He does a tope cannonball over the top rope. Top rope Frankensteiner, split-legged moonsault. So imagine this: a 50-year-old guy,
yeah.
And he's not like a slim 50-year-old guy. He's like a big dude.
Big dude.
Yeah. I'll not tell you what the end is.
Thanks.
But then at the end, they chop each other after the pin. They chop each other a few more times, shake hands, and then shake hands.
They reckon he's that far away from signing, Walter.
Yeah.
So
he's announced for loads of Progress stuff. So, but WWE, you normally do that thing where you can take your bookings and then you can honour them.
They're kind of cool with Progress, though, aren't they?
Yeah. They might even let him
in that way.
They might even let him continue to work for them.
Maybe.
So next was Nick Gage versus Penta L0M for the GCW Championship.
Oh yeah, him.
Pardon?
Oh yeah, him.
Well, no, he's just been Impact Champion.
Oh, him.
Oh,
Pentagon Jr.
But he's real. He's full.
You don't watch Impact.
His full name is Penta L0M.
Really? Jr.
So Nick Gage is possibly like the most famous, legendary deathmatch guy ever. A few Nick Gage stories. Spent 7 years in prison for bank robbery.
Right.
Nearly died in a deathmatch. So he was wrestling Thumbtack Jack in Tournament of Death final a few years ago. He got whipped into the rope, and the ropes had light tubes sellotape to them.
Right.
And it broke in a funny way and went into his side.
Oof.
And hit an artery. So they took him backstage.
Not good.
They took him back. This is like the worst deathmatch accident that's ever happened. Took him backstage. Was like bleeding out basically. Like was clinically dead twice. They flew in a helicopter and like
And he still does
He was wrestling weeks later.
Wow.
And he apparently he was backstage saying, "Just tape it up. I'll go." Like when they were waiting for the helicopter.
He must be.
He's
mental.
tapped. Like it's not just a gimmick with him.
Somebody's actually. I've seen a lot of stuff lately that someone had something go through their leg lately. I can't remember.
Schlack at King of the Death match.
Okay.
Can I watch that?
You'd have to ask.
Probably not.
Your parentage. So Nick Gage debuted in 1999. He's been around a long time, but he's actually only 40 because he was like 19 when he debuted. Right. So this is how he can go to prison for 7 years and still be relatively young. Really like him. It's kind of wrestler where you think that's not a gimmick, he's just nuts. Yeah. So he's the current GCW champion. Penta, it's got a really cool look. I think he's got the mask thing and then the black paint under the mask, and then the contacts.
He's pretty big in Lucha Underground as well, I think.
Yeah, so there's a raft of Mexican wrestlers who have come out on podcasts, and he was one of them, and said we were being kept down in Mexico by the old guard. So we've decided to basically wrestle in America and become names over there. So he's one of them, and it works. He's like being Impact champion, and
he's had some. From what I've heard, I haven't seen the matches. Some decent matches with Austin Aries.
So he's like a bit of a hybrid wrestler. So he can do the hardcore, he can do the lucha, he can do like strong style. So this was a hardcore brawl. They used lots of doors instead of tables as weapons. And then I can't tell you the end because it would spoil it for you.
It would.
But it's really good. So the next match was the Product, David Starr. We all know David Starr.
We do.
Big fan.
Big fan of the show.
Versus Lightning Mike Quackenbush.
Don't know him.
So first thing with this, Walter was on commentary.
Really?
Amazing English, like perfect English.
Is this still the same show?
Same show.
All right.
So Walter was on commentary, and I like when they do this. He was like dissing David Starr all the way through because in all of the promotions they hate each other.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's consistency.
Yeah.
I don't like how Austin Aries flips from being heel and face and stuff like that in different promotions.
Well, the worst one that we talk about quite often is Drake in Newcastle being a heel and defiant and a massive face in North who jumps off balconies. It's like that's the same city. But so yeah, he was fantastic on commentary, really good. I was surprised by how good he was. So Mike Quackenbush is probably one of the most respected indie guys. He's the Chikara owner.
Right.
He runs the Wrestle Factory in Chikara. He's like a technical wizard. He's known as the man, as well as Lightning Mike Quackenbush, the man of 1,000 holds. He's only doing a handful more matches in his career because he's like been around for a long time, and he's decided to do this. He decided to do this one on WrestleMania weekend at like 2 o'clock in the morning, which is random. So it was a fantastic technical masterpiece. Can't really say much more than that because obviously you want to watch it. It was awesome. This would probably be your favourite one because like I hope
I can watch it on my telly because
I know you're not keen on the hardcore
there's some
stuff.
names in there I'd be quite interested to see doing like working them sort of matches anyway.
Like Penta.
But yeah, because like I mean these are names that are getting around now. Like
this match is like straight up technical match though.
And I love David Starr.
What?
And I love David Starr. It's really good.
I like it when they have shows like that where there's like a little bit of everything. So next was what is only known in GCW as the clusterfuck.
Right.
So it's over the top rope pins, submissions. Over the top rope pins and submissions is the like it's kind of like a Royal Rumble style with pins and submissions. Just completely random. It's like the comedy match.
Right.
So you've had these hardcore matches. You've had the technical match. You've had like old timers match. This is their comedy.
Yeah.
So these are the people that were in it. Jimmy Lloyd.
Right.
Who I don't think you know.
Nah.
Session Moth Martina was in it.
Who's coming up to North?
Yeah. She at one point pulls a condom out of her knickers and uses it as like a mandible claw.
Crikey. What? Has she got a face on it like Socko?
No. So her character is a bit like a Chava character, Jake.
Just coming to you know them North wrestling things that we go to on a Saturday night. So she's going to be doing that. I think has she done them before?
She's wrestled once for North, yeah. I'm quite excited to see her. She's like a big name at the moment.
I'm not looking forward to seeing her in the championship match.
No. Well, we can talk. Yeah. We'll see. I'm gonna pass judgment after the fact, But I wasn't excited at the time. As excited as because I was standing next to Brett, and he was like,
excited, wasn't he?
And I was like a little bit like, yeah, but is that what I want?
Yeah.
Anyway, so next was Orange Cassidy, Chuck E. T's partner. Have you seen these lazy strikes that he does?
No.
Really funny. I'll wait till you watch it. It's amazing. Next was Utah. I don't know if you know Utah.
Nope.
Next was Kurt Stallion.
Nope.
Facade.
Nope.
Swoggle.
Yep.
Hornswoggle.
Yeah. Hitting Germans and everybody. Next was Grado.
Yeah.
Nope.
Best thing ever is he pulled his straps down and just ran full force into Swoggle's face with his belly.
I love Grado.
It was absolutely amazing. Like, apparently Grado, like, from everyone that's been on podcasts and stuff, was literally drunk the whole time he was there.
Really?
Even when he was working, just drunk the whole time.
He's the best thing. He's like just a normal guy who's doing wrestling.
That's his thing,
innit? I'm just a Scottish dude doing wrestling.
There was photos on his Instagram and his Twitter over the weekend of him talking to Ronda Rousey in bars and stuff like that. With his bum bag on and he's like holding 2 pints.
I love that he wears a bum bag.
Just screaming in Ronda Rousey's face with 2 pints. Like he's like living the dream, isn't he? So next was Kikutaro, who is a Japanese comedy wrestler. He has like a mask that's just like a weird face, and he wears a Bullet Club t-shirt even though he's not in the Bullet Club.
Right.
And his main move is he walks across the top rope like an Undertaker and then falls on his crotch.
Right.
That's
what he does.
That's what he does.
That's his thing.
That's his thing. But he gets booked on WrestleMania weekend, so he's done doing right. Next was the Invisible Man, so everybody had to take bumps for nobody.
That's classic.
Then there was Joe Gacy, who's quite a big indie guy. It's weird, it's got like quite big people just peppered in amongst the ridiculousness. You just trumpet again.
That's something wrong, yeah.
So there's Brian Idol was next. Then after that was Chris Dickinson, who's quite a serious like shooter style wrestler and like kind of like Drew Gulak.
Right.
But because it was the clusterfuck, he had a gimp mask on, big America pants, and he was smoking a tab. Dan Severn was next.
Dan the Man.
Dan the Beast Severn.
No way.
Old UFC guy. Then there was a guy, Alabama Doink, which was just a fat guy in a Doink costume.
Class.
Then there was Ricky Shane Page, who's my favourite deathmatch wrestler at the minute, just not randomly popped up. There was Crazy Boy and Aero Boy, who are big.
Did these guys all start in the match together, or was it like
they randomly
Rumble?
came in, but you know how the Royal Rumble have, they have 2 minutes between each one. This was just
time?
sometimes it would be like 10 minutes, then it would be like 3 people would come in within like a minute. Where was up to Ricky Shane Page? Next was Marcus Crane. Then there was Aero Boy and Crazy Boy, who are quite a big Mexican tag team.
How was Rick Shane it? Because he was in that ladder match.
No, Ricky Shane Page.
Oh.
It's probably because I was trying to get through them quickly. That would have been cool if Ricochet had rocked up though. Rory Gulak, Drew Gulak's brother, was in next. But he was doing Drew Gulak's gimmick, so he came in with the signs and stuff.
Brother Gulak?
His normal gimmick is kind of like collegiate wrestler, like with like the straps and that. Just came in with the signs and that.
Cool.
Then Spider Nate Webb came in, who is like an old indie guy. He has like he did a 5-minute entrance. His music's Teenage Dirtbag, so they always do where they just play the whole song and he wanders around the crowd.
Right.
So you had this 5-minute section in the match where he just wandered about. Next was All Ego Ethan Page, who you've probably seen. He's quite a big name at the minute. He'll be WWE bound at some point. He's like archetypal WWE wrestler, but he wrestled the Invisible Man for quite a lot of the match. Maxwell Jacob Feinstein's another one. He's kind of like a Bobby Roode EC3 type wrestler. He's gonna be within 2 years. He'll be in the WWE. He also wrestled the Invisible Man quite a lot in the match. Mikey Whipwreck, ex-ECW original.
Mikey Whipwreck.
He just popped up towards the end. Then the Invisible Man won with a roll-up on MJF.
The Invisible Man won?
Invisible Man won.
Mental.
What?
So I remember at Defiant when that doll came in.
Yeah, similar to that.
What?
Just at the Rumble, Defiant Rumble.
It was, so there's CCK, which is Chris Brooks and Kid Like Us, but Kid Like Us has been injured for ages, so Chris Brooks quite often pops up with a Kid Like Us inflatable dummy in matches. So at the next Defiant show, it's Ozzy Open versus Chris Brooks and question mark. I bet you it's inflatable Kid Like Us.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. and then they win the belts or something.
Or maybe they want you to think that, and it's going to be somebody
Good.
Hopefully.
It's the anniversary show, but like there's loads of people missing because they've all been signed to this
Yeah.
UK Championship.
Not
thing.
only is it the UK Championship, but World of Sport have obviously been signing people up and stuff as well.
And they're going to think, well, we need to have exclusivity deals because we'll just end up with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
It's an exciting time. You can name me a price, I think, as a British wrestler at the minute.
Right.
So next was the Great Sasuke versus the bad boy Joey Janela. So this was like the main event, obviously, with it being Joey Janela Spring Break. So like the way that it works is it's game changer wrestling, but like they did last year, they've just said to him, "What do you want to do?"
Right.
Because they just did.
Uh-huh.
So the Great Sasuke is like a Japanese legend. So I'll just start off with this match. Started at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Imagine that. So the Great Sasuke is like a Japanese legend.
We wouldn't have even made it to the end of this show.
I would have been asleep under this chair somewhere. So Great Sasuke is 48. He's got his own promotion, Michinoku Pro, in Japan. He was once a Japanese politician. Actually got like elected on their like version of the Senate, American Senate.
Yeah.
Wore his mask the whole time.
Shut up, man.
Even
Honestly.
when he
Wow.
that's an actual thing. Fractured his skull twice.
Uh-huh.
His current biggest spot is he puts himself inside a sake barrel and then does a moonsault to the outside.
Uh-huh.
The last time he wrestled in America was for ECW in the mid 90s.
Uh-huh.
So like it was a big
Yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Him coming to America again. So I'm just gonna read out the bumps, and then I want you. Oh, hang on. A main thing happened before the match.
Mm-hmm.
So Noelle Foley, Mick Foley's daughter, who is absolutely boom.
Mm-hmm.
She's got this really annoying boyfriend called Frank the Clown. I don't know if you've seen him before.
Nah.
So our boyfriend's this little guy who dresses as a clown everywhere, and he's really annoying when you hear him speak. He's
Why
like
is he dressed as a clown?
it's just a thing he does when he goes to wrestling shows.
What, like Insane Clown Posse or something like
Nah,
that?
he
Like-
literally just wanders around as a clown. Even on like the network show Hey Foley, or is it called, or something like that. You know how they have a show
Holy
where
Foley.
Holy Foley.
Uh-huh.
Like when he goes to dinner at the Foley house and Mick Foley's just like, why are you a clown? Like you just asked. Look like an annoying dick.
Yeah.
Basically.
Uh-huh.
So as Joey Janela passes him on his entrance, he just slaps him in the face.
A real life slap.
Real life slap.
Nice.
Wait till you see it. It's the funniest thing ever. But that made us laugh because I hate him. They obviously got the streamers out because it was the big Japanese like star.
Yeah.
I love that. Sasuke's got this weird like gimmick at the minute where he's like a priest and he's dressed in like with his mask in like a robe, and he was like anointing people with like water.
Uh-huh.
His mask's got hair that he takes off the mask before the match.
So is he bald?
Well, no, he's like it's the whole mask and then it's got hair on the top.
Oh, like Kane does. Like,
No,
right.
it's literally he's got his mask on like a lucha mask,
Uh-huh.
and then it's got hair on the top that he takes off.
Oh,
the top,
right.
and then underneath is the
And then
rest
he
of the
keeps his
mask, which is mental. So these are the spots. You need to make a noise between the spots.
A noise?
Yeah,
So a noise? Like
any noise you want.
Okay.
So Janela takes press slam from the turnbuckle to the outside. The table didn't break. Janela laid on the ladder, balanced on the second rope. Sasuke dived off the top rope. Janela moved. Sasuke landed with arms and head in the ladder and then rolled through. Janela hits a splash assisted by an inflatable alligator. Janela takes a bump onto 6 upturned chairs.
Boom shakalaka.
They smashed more doors.
Crack.
Sasuke takes Death Valley Driver onto the apron.
Boing.
Janela with flipping top rope sent on to the outside onto a chair. Sasuke moves off the chair. Sasuke puts a bin on his head to attempt the sake barrel spot. Can't get his foot and drops the bin. Dives off the top rope to the outside anyway. Sasuke takes Michinoku Driver onto the ladder on its side. And then there's the end of the match, which I can't tell you
Oh.
because you'll spoil it.
It will.
And
It's only fair.
and to end the show, the very end of the show, Janela and Sasuke sing Bon Jovi, It's My Life.
Sounds like a good time show. What better way to end your show than with a Bon Jovi sing along?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it.
Is that all of them?
That's all of that show.
I'll
Alright.
watch it tonight.
I can't watch it tonight because by the time we've done this and then stuff like that, I'm wondering if it'll work on my telly because I've got like slots for USB in the back of the telly.
It'll work on something. Hips are hurting.
No,
because I'm sitting on the floor.
Hips don't lie.
My hips are telling me you're in pain, and knees.
Shakira.
So yeah, that's the end of that show. I've got other stuff.
Cool, how about then?
It's New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion in Osaka
Gonna
on
be-
Saturday.
I'm really excited.
I'm going to watch it.
How are you going to watch it?
I'm going to watch it because I've got the password for New Japan World. I think I should watch it before you, then just send you the password.
Can you give us the password? Like.
You sitting like
after-
miles away from your mic and no one's going to
Nobody's going to be able to hear you because you're quiet
Can
anyway.
you give us the password after we've done this?
Podcast.
Yeah.
We'll sort something out.
It'll be on early in the morning, won't it?
We'll
Like-
get it how we can both watch it. We'll do a schedule.
Cool. I'll probably be able to watch it on YouTube at some
But
point.
the guy who's actually whose actual password it is might be watching it as well.
You might watch it live.
You might do. Who knows? Right. So it's your main event is the heavyweight championship. It's Okada versus Omega. 2 out of 3 falls. No time limit.
If he doesn't win this one, he's just like...
What's he gonna do if he doesn't win?
If he doesn't win this one,
Do you think there'll be shenanigans?
he's doomed to tag team wrestling.
Do you think there'll be shenanigans?
I think there might be shenanigans. I think there might be Cody shenanigans. And I think this might lead to a Cody...
Do you think they're gonna wait till Wrestle Kingdom for the match though? Cody Omega.
I think they've already done it, haven't they?
Twice, I think.
I think it'll be Okada Cody.
Do you think Cody... I've said, and you might... I don't know if you remember, but I've said Cody's going to be the one to take the belt.
He's got a Ring of Honor Championship match coming up. I think he might win that. Can you imagine he's the first double World Heavyweight Champion?
I can see Dalton Castle dropping the belt back to him. Like.
And I can't see Marty Scurll winning that belt yet, the World Heavyweight Ring of Honor.
Is Skull wrestling for it? Like.
It's a triple threat match, yeah.
Just give him a bit of the rub like a main event guy.
I think Omega is going to end up back in Bullet Club. I think.
And Cody's just going to be his own crazy thing.
But then I've got this mad CM Punk theory as well. That like
Yeah.
For All In.
For All In. That and I was talking to Jake about this the other day. That you think that Bucks are going to side with one of them, and what it actually turns out, they're just going to super kick the pair of them, and CM Punk's your new Bullet Club leader, which I think would be quite likely should he return. If he doesn't, then it's just a massive mad theory I had in my head.
Can you see CM Punk, the kind of man that he seems to be in real life, obviously I don't know him, being like getting notoriety off the back of something that's been successful, like Bullet Club? Like he tends to want to do his own new thing. Do you think they might not be called Bullet Club?
I think that he's been out of wrestling for a while. He's been doing UFC. People, especially if he gets absolutely marmalised at the weekend again, which he will. I hope he doesn't. I don't know. I think maybe he's just like going in as Bullet Club leader might be a good way to get him back into wrestling and big sort of like publicity straight away. It might be a good way to do it, but I'm probably talking that shit, and he's probably not even going to be there.
What like we've talked about a few times. What upsets me a little bit about this situation is there's too many parts to it. It's too messy.
I think it's been going on too long as
You've
well.
got Bullet Club. You've got the Elite. You've got Is the Elite together. You've got Cody and Hangman Page and Skrull. Then you've got the OGs.
Yeah.
It's too.
It's the same as like a lot of Japanese factions though. Like chaos is huge, and just because you're in that faction, it doesn't mean like you know what I mean. There's lots of like split offs with them as well. Seems to be like a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
So I don't.
But what's the point? Like the all of the Islanders, which is what the old school ones are. They might as well be a different faction. You know what I mean?
don't know. I mean, they were the originals, weren't they, with Finn Balor and
or maybe they should be the Bullet Club.
And I would quite like to see Tama Tonga be the leader of Bullet Club because like he's been there.
Or maybe he's the OG Bullet Club are keeping quiet, and eventually they are going to be like hostile takeover.
I don't know though, because they've always had like a sort of big name leader, haven't they? And I know for Prince Devitt wasn't a big name, but he was in Japan. He was a massive name.
Had been for a few years.
So I don't know.
He was like an Armani model and stuff, wasn't he?
He was, I don't know. I just like Kenny Omega's changed his look and everything though for this thing, and it seems like he's like that's going to be a long term thing. He's got like the blonde hair now. He's got like he wears different ring gear. He's bulked up massively as well. Have you seen him lately? That. And like it's almost a sort of more camp look than he's had with Bullet Club. Whereas before with Bullet Club he had the sort of black and silver hair which went with the Bullet Club stuff. So it looks like he's in it for the long haul with that.
I just would like some sort of resolution in this.
Or he might turn on Ibushi.
Yeah, but Ibushi's not on the card.
He might be ringside though.
Yeah, maybe. As his like partner. Yeah, never thought of that. So next you've got the Intercontinental Championship. Tetsuya Naito versus Chris Jericho.
And I think Jericho's going to win this.
That's exciting. Well, we've talked about this previously, haven't we? How it's like he was the biggest, got the most reigns for IC Championship in WWE.
When is this show?
This Saturday.
This Saturday? Mm-hmm. Like early, like 8 o'clock in the morning or something like
Whatever it is, yeah.
Right, cool.
I could tell you, if you wanted to watch it then, I could give you the password first, because I'm going to be watching it then.
I won't be watching it at 8 o'clock in the morning, because I've got to take Leo somewhere.
I'll be watching it then.
Too many people.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will, actually.
You're not getting the password, I am.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think this is Jericho's win.
I think it's Jericho's win, and I think we've talked about this before. I think Naito might win a belt. But Naito classes this belt as a nothing belt, you know. Like, he does not think it's a good belt.
He wants the
world heavyweight.
Yeah. But that adds to his character, really, period on it.
Whether or not he wins it back later on down the line, but I really do.
But it is their second belt, and it's been like when Nakamura had it, it was the headline belt.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Next, you've got Junior Heavyweight Championship: Will Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi. Any Ospreay match is going to be pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
But he's come out a few times and said he wants to be a heavyweight. He's like bulking up.
Bulking season.
And it's good for him for aspirations for the future if he has a good heavyweight run in New Japan, because you're then not coming in as, if you sign with WWE, you're not coming in as 205 Live fodder. If you're being a heavyweight.
Do you think he's going to drop the belt?
I think he's gonna. I think a few more months. I think a few more shows. He said he wants to be in the G1. He went to G1.
Summer. It's coming up.
So I think he'll drop the belt. He'll go in the G1 as a heavyweight, and that'll be his time with the juniors over.
Yeah.
He's big. He's deceptive. He's 6 foot. Well, he's not a tiny guy.
He's tall. He's just really slender.
Bulks out like easily.
I'm not a big fan of his because he wouldn't let us get a photo with him unless I bought a t-shirt.
It's your thing, isn't it?
Yep. Hate them
Rey Mysterio Jr., Jushin Liger and Hiromu Tanahashi versus Cody, Marty Scurll and Hangman Page. That's got some star power in it.
It does, but I'm not really bothered about it.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
I don't like Rey Mysterio very much, and I never have. I like Hangman Page though. I think he's great.
Yeah, he's. I think he could be a breakout in the next few years. He's quite young as well, I think.
I would quite like to see him have a run with the, that United States belt that they've got.
Yeah, which is way down the card. Not even on it, really. So next is the heavyweight tag team championship. So the Young Bucks have made the step up to heavyweight, and they're challenging Sonata and Evil.
So they're quite big now, and all have you seen them?
Yeah, they've been bulking up. I think they might win.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think you're going into a situation where they're the ones with the belts who are the who could say, look, we should be running things.
I think if you're a promotion and you've got a team like the Young Bucks, you need to put a belt on them.
Yeah,
belts.
I think they'll get
belts.
And they
probably won't fit them anymore. They're so big.
There's something daft like 7-time junior heavyweight champion. So that's, and they said we're finished with that. Next is the Never Openweight champion. Pause. Back in. So next was Never Openweight Championship, which really is their nothing belt. Haruki Goto versus Tai Chi versus Unbreakable Michael Elgin.
Who do you go to?
I think Michael Elgin will take it.
Do you reckon? He's had a bit of bad
press
lately. I wouldn't give him a belt.
No belt for bad press.
No belt for bad.
Next was Toru Yano and
Enzo Amore.
Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki.
I like Ishii's like a little bulldog.
Yeah, I do. I thought Ishii had a belt at the moment.
I thought he had a belt.
No, he does have a belt. He's the Rev Pro champion.
Alright.
Like in Britain. David Finlay and Juice Robinson versus Yoshihashi and Jay White. So Jay White's in this like nothing tag match as the US champion.
Juice Robinson's quite
He is.
good.
David Finlay, obviously Fit Finlay's son, doing it the old school way, going like
He loves to fight.
going to
Fight.
learn his trade essentially, fighting.
He likes to fight.
And then your opener will be the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus Yo and Cho Roppongi 3K. So it's going to be another 5 hour.
It's weird that one, isn't it? Because like, is this like this must be one of their big
shows,
isn't it?
Unless all of the calendar for the likes of Omega and Jericho and all the bigger stars lined up, and this was what the show that they had to make big. But I think it's going to be a 5 hour special like Wrestle Kingdom.
I think what I'll do is with this one I'll probably watch the ones I want to watch first, and then sort of like
back or just not watch the other ones.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to really have talking points. So next for me is like sadly Uriel Ealy has been released.
He has.
And Gabriel Ealy hasn't been released because he's got a head injury.
He's injured. They're not allowed to release injured people, are they? Is that right?
Nah. So what was a glorious part of our lives is no longer there.
My big worry was what happens to the Ealy Hall of Fame. Can that still be a thing, or do I have to move
I
on?
think the Ealy Hall of Fame should close
forever,
and we should replace it with, because so these are two guys, like we were when they're active and everything seems good, we were like, haha, look, they do funny things. But like it's two guys' jobs and one of them's injured, and like I don't
feel bad for them.
And like I thought they had potential. I know we joked in that, but like they had potential. Maybe they might keep Gabriel Ealy on and give him a gimmick, and we can enjoy that.
You cannot do that.
So yeah, I think we should close down the Ealy Hall of Shame, but in celebration of Ealyism, we should open up the WrestleFriends podcast Hall of Shame and Fame. So we should do what was the best thing, what was the thing that upset you.
Yeah, I like that.
So we've closed down, in respect for the Ealys, we've closed it down, but we've opened up the WrestleFriends podcast Shame and Fame. Nice.
And then we don't have to keep changing the name as well.
Yeah, it's true. Because it was the Gonzalez at first.
It was.
But because we talked about the Ealys so much, we changed it to the Ealys. But now, like, I don't really want to laugh at them no more.
No, I do feel bad.
It's turned into, like, bittersweet.
They had a better look. You know that picture I posted?
With the glasses?
Yeah, they look much better then. Rather than capes and...
capes and punches on my chest.
I'm doing it. Miss them hitting each other's chests.
So yeah. Bless them.
They had a good... They'll probably be able to charge a lot on the indies because they've been in NXT.
Yeah. If they're not, like...
But one of them keeps having horrendous migraines, so he's probably never going to wrestle again.
That's going to happen to certain people if you're dropped on your like neck and head and stuff. Like they are. So yeah, that's the end of my WrestleThoughts.
Have you thought of anything, Jake, whilst you've been sat over there twiddling your thumbs?
We haven't really done any WWE. Anything tickling your fancy at the minute?
You're still sat too far away from the microphone. You seem to have forgotten how to do podcasting.
I
have to talk into a microphone.
I have forgotten.
Anything?
What
you been thinking of?
Who's that wrestler who Austin Aries faced at Ring of Honor?
Oh, you've been watching Ring of Honor, haven't you? Silas Young.
Yeah, Silas Young.
Fan?
Yeah.
He's been linked with WWE.
Has he?
I think it's a bit of a shocker that he has been linked with WWE because he looks quite like he's getting on a bit.
Do you know why I think he's been linked with the WWE?
Why?
He's the type of wrestler I think Triple H really likes.
I suppose he's the type of wrestler as well that if he went NXT, he could also like finish his career there and do a sort of like backstage role.
What's his gimmick? The last real man of wrestling or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a good solid.
And he actually looks
Gimmick.
like a real man, and he kept flicking sweat at Austin Aries. I thought that was quite
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
And I
like
don't
when
think
he
he's
comes
as
to the
old as
ring.
what you think. I just think he looks old.
I like it when he comes to the ring and he's like,
Keep talking. I'm gonna find out.
he bad mouths people. So he like, did you see that? His entrance when he was like shouting at people. So what did he make at the end of it? Because I watched this last night. It was a bit of a like, bleh, wasn't it? Bit of a no
Really?
end. Like,
Yeah. I like
So,
the match itself though.
Is Silas
it was a
Young?
really good match, and you should watch it because it was really good.
If I'm not watching people smash light tubes on themselves, then I'll watch that because
Cool.
it's deathmatch season at the minute. You've got Tournament of Death, Tournament of Survival, which is GCW's tournament, who ran that Joey Janela show, and you've got King of the Deathmatch, IWA Mid South, and I want to watch all of them.
And New Japan.
And New Japan's happening. He's 38.
38.
Silas Young, yeah,
It's like AJ Styles' age, isn't it?
yeah. So
Wow.
you,
I think AJ Styles is 41.
He's had a bit of a rough paper around that guy.
so I can see him coming in and doing a job, and I think Triple H likes him. Is he Jake approved?
What do you mean?
Do you
Do you give him
approve
your
of him?
stamp of approval?
Yeah.
Cool.
Out else?
No.
Anything happening in WWE that thinks utter dross at the minute? Because most of it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Strauss?
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
The old Brock Lesnar.
The whole Brock Lesnar. Who is Brock Lesnar? Where is he? Do you think he's going to fight at
Where are the
SummerSlam?
offers of pain?
Where are the authors of pain?
That's another good one.
That's another good one because
What culture put it down? Vince McMahon doesn't care about tag teams.
I don't think he does care about tag teams, and I think the only tag teams he cares about are the ones that he puts together himself, i.e. Sheamus and Cesaro.
A positive spin on it could be they've been taken off telly because they're going to be put in a faction, which is what we would like.
WWE don't do factions very well anymore either.
Them two with Roman Reigns would be my faction. Imagine that. Imagine it.
Yeah, Roman
Yeah.
Reigns with anyone's probably.
And then Roman Reigns like becomes a little bit cowardly and he sends them in to do stuff, and he's a heel anyway. Then they'd probably cheer him
What about
because the fans hate him even though they're supposed to like him.
what about Sanity as well? Where are you, Sanity?
Didn't they do the like promos for them and then they never came?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because they've got nothing for them to do.
Maybe it's Eric Young's having his throat surgery again.
I think they're going to show up in, and I had this really mad theory. I've had some mad theories. I was telling Jake about it because there could be some sort of link here to.
This won't happen though.
No, it won't happen. Shinsuke Nakamura, you know how he was in Chaos.
Yeah.
Sanity's thing is Chaos. Imagine if they like came together as this chaotic group and like done AJ Styles over, and then they could have lots of little feuds with the
I could
club
see
and stuff like
Nakamura
that.
and Sanity working, but you'd have to kind of rebrand Sanity a bit.
Chaos.
You could, I think New Japan would be angry about that.
Possibly.
Um,
It's too good that writing though, and it won't happen.
it won't happen, and it's too like referential New Japan for WWE. But
Hi.
hi, tell us why your phone just went hi?
Stranger danger. Stranger.
That was weird.
Have you got anything else?
Sorry.
Gals and Anderson have got a tag team title shot.
Yeah.
On the flip side of every Vince hating tag teams, old Abs Anderson's looking the best he's ever looked.
In all these millions of wrestling, the Money in the Bank looks really good.
Who are you picking for the New Day?
Kobe.
I think it's going to be the beginning of the breakup.
Do you not think they're
They've
going to
done
do
it-
something funny, like keep swapping people and stuff like that?
They'll do something, but I think it's going to be the beginning. I think there's going to be a falling out.
Picking the Miz for winner.
Yep.
That's the rumours are that's a long-term plan, isn't it, to come round to him and Brian for the belt.
WrestleMania.
I'm picking Rusev
That would be the sensible choice.
or Finn.
That would also be. I think you've got to have a heel, you know.
It's
with
a
that
good.
briefcase.
The reason I think it's good is I think everyone could feasibly win.
I've also picking Elias to win the IC belt, and
Yeah.
then maybe he's pushing Seth up against Brock.
Yeah.
SummerSlam.
I would like to see Seth take the belt off Brock.
They'd have
He's
to do
had
it.
such a good year, right? Seth Rollins is the only, like, at the minute on Raw.
But they've done. He's had a good year in ring, but I
Uh-huh.
don't think they've done that much character stuff with him. So that could be like
But
to
he's
get
too
over.
facey though, isn't he? Like, I mean, he's the face, but like people are going to cheer him anyway. It doesn't matter whether you like him as a face or not.
So
Like, people are going to cheer him.
logic, right? Roman Reigns gets his absolute bum beat for 25 minutes by Brock Lesnar, and that whole story is like Reigns can take the pain and come back. So in your match, Seth has to get destroyed the whole time.
Yeah.
That's like logically that has to happen.
Yep.
But you can win the belt.
He needs to win the belt.
I think he was a success last time he was champion. That was a good year. That.
I just think there's like he's had the best year, like you say, matches, like best matches, definitely on Raw. I think he deserves it. There's no one else like Braun Strowman, but I don't think they're doing a good enough job building him up as a champion at the minute.
I don't think he'll win Money in the Bank.
Nah.
It's not. I don't think it's really would be his thing.
I can't really see Braun climbing the ladder.
I think it'd be a little bit anticlimactic if he won it as well.
Yeah.
Even though everyone likes him, I think they would just prefer him to be in the championship matches.
Right.
It's rumoured that Lesnar's not going to be around for 3 months.
SummerSlam, he's not even rumoured to have a match at SummerSlam.
Ridiculous.
I just don't like. I don't understand.
It's stupid.
I've got a couple of thoughts.
But sensible at the same time.
How's it sensible?
Because he draws in casual fans.
Oh my god, I can't find my notes. Right,
Digital
just a
notes.
quick one. So CM Punk won the case, the ongoing hoo-ha.
Yeah.
But I think we've already talked about
So
it.
if he's won the case, is that they were negligent towards his health
I'm
during
guessing
his
that's
run?
what they're saying, yeah.
During his run in WWE.
So what happens now? Does WWE start sucking up to him?
Because on the Cole Cabana would make sense. On the Cole Cabana podcast, they said they just gave him drugs for weeks and weeks to like manage.
So he could
pain.
keep wrestling, making him go out.
He had a staph infection on his arm that they didn't drain on his back.
On his back, and it
on
kept
his back
getting
where he
bigger
was
and bigger and
bumping,
bigger.
And his
And-
head as well.
and they didn't drain
Concussed.
he didn't drain the staph infection and just got worse, and he had to bump on it, which like it can poison you and you can die.
Yeah.
And
If
they've
you're-
essentially, if he's won, then they've said that that's what's happened.
So if you're saying Punk now, and to save face, you'd imagine WWE have got a serious amount of crawling to do.
Yeah.
In that respect. But if you're saying Punk now, do you take the high ground and like be too proud to go back, or like what do? You wouldn't go back, would you? If you'd made such a hoo-ha about it being
But
that
there's
bad.
all this stuff about them faxing his papers on his wedding day and stuff like that, and like Triple H claiming he didn't know, even though some of the roster were like invited to the wedding.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff like that would probably be the biggest hurdles to get over. But like Bret Hart went back and like it's possible.
Is this bad? This bad blood's got to be worse than Bret Hart's, though. Surely.
I don't know.
Do you know
When
what
he
I'm saying?
spat on Vince on camera.
That's true. This is a man's health, though, isn't it? This is like it's a man's health, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an interesting one, but like you should listen to that podcast. It's really interesting.
I'm gonna listen
the one
to
that
it.
they're
I've
talking
never
about.
listened to it before. Obviously, I've read highlights of it and stuff like that because I've been keeping up with the case, like reading like every day was because it's been going on for like 5 days or something like that.
How long ago was it?
They were actually going to try and sue him for $4 million. It was like $1 per person that downloaded the podcast or something like that. But they never even mentioned that doctor's name on it.
Because like Cole Cabana keeps saying like I've had to go and do this. Like it's interesting. I can't talk to you about it until it's done. So I'm interested to see next week on Thursday when Art of Wrestling comes out what he says about it.
Well, he'd probably play it really sensibly after what's happened. Like I would have thought.
But if it has happened, the podcast stays in its public record. And
interestingly enough, after the case, CM Punk was asked if he's all in, to which he replied no.
Yeah.
But he's not going to say yes, is he?
No, he wouldn't say yes.
Because that would spoil the surprise.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he'll show up.
He was seen at the backstage. He was seen backstage at the conference though.
He's generating conversation again.
He
though.
was. Hang on a second. So there's rumours saying, when they had the press conference for when they'd sold all the tickets.
Yeah.
He was rumoured to be backstage.
Backstage, yeah. He's also going to be signing autographs that day around the area. So it's a chance. I don't think he'll wrestle, but there might be. He might make.
You know what? Like, so he's had 2 or 3 fights. 2 after this weekend.
He's only had 1, right?
So this will be second this weekend.
Second, yeah.
He's had all that time off to heal. He'll be in immense shape. Like, he's got to be ready to go, physically.
He's pretty mediocre as well. The guy he's fighting.
Yeah, they've deliberately given him a dweeb.
But I think what a lot of people are saying now, that after he got totally brayed all over last time, and
they didn't give him one of the top guys last time either, though.
But it's like it's ridiculous though. They've put him on as main event just because he's CM Punk and he gets bums on seats.
But it's the same reason Brock Lesnar is a champion.
But it's gonna be over for him, isn't it, if he gets beat again?
Yeah.
So surely you would think he's gonna make, even if it's just a part-time return to wrestling. He's so good at wrestling. Like
if you've hated wrestling because you've been mistreated by a company, and you've got an opportunity in a few years after when you've healed up and you feel less bitter, presumably, to make another name during which is probably the biggest indie wrestling boom of
you wouldn't
all
have
time.
to go back to WWE though. That's the thing. If you really like wrestling, right, and you're a guy of CM Punk's, like, he's big name, you know what I mean?
New
you
Japan.
just pick and choose what you want to do.
All in New Japan.
Exactly what Chris Jericho's doing at the minute. He's just picking and choosing what he does.
Including WWE.
Yeah, even that, which is mental. Speaking of Jericho,
essentially nobody's done what he's doing ever.
He's living the dream. He's a rock star.
You can wrestle for WWE if he wants. He wrestles in Japan if he wants. He could wrestle
anywhere.
He's got his ship.
That's another thing I want to talk about though. He's got Impact on the cruise now as well. And I've told you about that Sami Callihan promo. It's looking like...
And he's good friends with the owner of Impact, and he commentates for New Japan.
So I think Don Callis he's called.
Don Callis.
I think we're going to get Jericho versus Callihan. And I really want to see it.
Yeah.
I think you might get it on the cruise, but I think it might happen on telly as well.
So, Callahan's story is amazing. Was Solomon Crow on NXT, not used, not respected. 2 years after that, possibly the biggest thing, and like...
Because he accidentally hit someone with a baseball bat.
It's quite an intense character anyway. Hit someone with a baseball bat by accident.
He's took something that was an accident and he's run with it, and he's probably one of the biggest names outside WWE.
Got a stable going, and could, like you say, within 2 years of being released from NXT as a jobber, could potentially be wrestling Jericho. It's exciting.
It's almost like Stone Cold Steve Austin in a way, like
anti-establishment.
Like you could see him getting over as a face at some point. You know what I mean? Like he's hated at the minute because he keeps he attacked Don Callis at an indie show as well. That was a thing.
Yeah.
And then
they carried that over to Impact.
Yeah, and then what's that guy called? Tommy Dreamer, who does all the House of Hardcore shows. That TNA wouldn't sanction a match between them anymore because it was getting too violent, so they had a match at House of Hardcore. And what's the guy called who he's fighting all the time?
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards was sort of being mentored by Dreamer, and then they had the match. They showed the match on Impact.
The House of Hardcore match.
The House of Hardcore match.
Wow.
They showed that match on Impact, so it wasn't happening under Impact sanctions sort of thing, but they still showed it, which I thought was really good. And they're doing that quite a lot lately with like if they're going out to indie shows and stuff like that. Impact are showing sort of matches.
This is what happens when you get a sensible, like NXT is so good because there's a sensible person in charge. Now there's a sensible person in charge of Impact.
Definitely. I'm looking for it. I'm hoping it lasts because, like we've said it a few times in the past, that like they've took positive steps and it's lasted 2 minutes and back to square one again. So hopefully Don Callis can be the man.
But yeah, to go back to what you said, Callahan Jericho would be awesome.
Definitely. Want to see it on telly.
It would probably be one of their biggest ever shows.
If you don't watch Impact though, you should definitely go back because it'll all be on catch up now. On
what I might do is for one of our upcoming episodes is watch an episode of Impact and we'll talk about it.
Cool.
It's
not all great. There's still some bits on that I fast forward through, but that's definitely worth a watch.
It takes a long time to fix so many years of
Well, they've got rid of that
problems.
stupid belt now. Aries has merged the belts now, so we'll not be getting them stupid matches anymore. Aries is on it, always worth a watch.
Getting cool Mexican stars in.
Yep.
X Division.
Yep.
Always good. Matt Seidel is good ambassador for the X Division. Who else?
Grado.
Grado's
on it. With thingy. Abyss. What's he called?
Abyss.
No man.
Oh,
Abyss.
Joseph Parks.
Joseph Parks is always
so
on.
here's the question: if Grado's technically the World of Sport champion, isn't he?
Yeah, but I was wondering whether they'd
Whether he's gonna be
start
working.
a whole new thing.
Yeah, just say that wasn't canon.
Yeah.
Could do.
I hope they make it a bit more gritty. It was a bit like polished when I watched it last time.
Yeah.
That's all my thoughts though. I have got it. I've got a game.
Oh, we're gonna play that game again.
I've got Dave's game.
I'm not very good at this game. Can Jake play as well? Can Jake play?
I've got one more thought as well. The fact that Johnny Gargano busted Tommaso Ciampa like hugely last night on NXT.
I haven't watched it yet. Can't talk about it.
Getting ready for their
I haven't
street
watched it
fight.
either, I just saw it on
Street
They're
fight.
having a street fight at
Right.
Takeover. Getting ready
Jake
for it.
probably won't get the person who I'm talking about.
Alright.
Okay.
So
You
I haven't
just,
thought
you
of a
just
name.
play on his phone instead.
I haven't thought of this game. A name for this game. The person Dave's been thinking about because of reasons.
Yes, I know. Reasons. Frustration.
10 questions. Who have I been thinking about a lot? Not in a sinister way.
Not in a bum way.
Oh, then.
Oh yeah, I've got to ask the questions. haven't I?
Feel free to play along at home.
Is it
Tony
do
Lynch.
they wrestle in America? Predominantly.
No.
Do they wrestle for New Japan?
No.
Do they wrestle in Britain?
Yes.
Right. British. Are they in the United Kingdom Championship tournament?
No.
Have we seen them wrestle?
Yes.
Right. Have we seen them wrestle in Newcastle?
Yes.
How many have I got? I've
4.
wasted loads of these questions.
You hate this game.
Have we seen them wrestle at North?
No.
Right. Do you hate them?
Yes.
Is it Martin Kirby?
Yes. You got one.
Yes.
You might be wondering, Dave, why have you
Yeah,
been
why the hell are you
thinking
talking about
Martin Kirby?
That dweeb?
I'm starting to think. You know he's going to be on World of Sport Wrestling,
Yeah.
right?
He's the main event in the next Defiant show, and Will Ospreay's on the show, and he's the main event.
You know why I've been thinking a lot about Martin Kirby? Like,
Because he's crap.
are we wrong about him?
I don't think we're...
Everyone else seems to like him.
Objectivity is a thing. We're not wrong.
Everyone
And
else is.
no, they're not wrong either. He's just not to our taste.
But I know, but like everyone likes him apart from us.
Yeah,
How does everyone... I bet you we can find another person.
You know that last
I don't know.
Defiant show that we went to?
Yeah.
I was going for the Metro, right? And people were like at the Metro station singing these songs and stuff.
Just
and then,
kids
like,
or
I got-
other people?
Just like kids and stuff, and then they got on the Metro, and I was like twisting my face, like, oh, yeah.
I don't think we're wrong. I just think he's not for us. We want to see, like we've said a million times, we want to see heels or want to see badass baby faces. We don't like.
Do you think he's going to be a main man on World of Sport Wrestling?
Well, who's left for World of Sport?
Well, they could have picked someone better than him. I would have picked Rory Coyle over him.
I would pick anyone.
I would pick. I hope he doesn't listen to this because it's really bad. We don't usually slag people off, but like,
We're not Martin Kirby fans, are we?
nah. That's why I've been thinking a lot about Martin Kirby.
Oh, are we wrong?
Are we wrong?
No.
Maybe. Like I say, objectivity is a thing. We don't
Sorry,
have to
Martin,
like him. If we want to boo him,
Alright.
we've paid our money.
Anyway,
Did you see Pete Dunne pushing over Millie McKenzie?
no.
It was really funny. So they tagged up against another like mixed gender team,
Oh, I saw that on Instagram.
And they were doing the Pete Dunne entrance where he puts his arms up and he's got the belt in his mouth. And she had the belt in her mouth.
Right.
She was like the women's champion, and he pushed her over.
Why?
Just for fun. That's what I do. Like, it kind of like, you don't do that, it's what I do. And
Right.
It was really funny.
Cool. What do you want to do next? Have you got any charity shop finds or?
I left them at home. WrestleThoughts will return, just not this week.
I've only done it once. I've got a poem.
Say it.
What?
Say it.
Say it. We're there.
Digital finding.
I hope I don't ever lose these digital thoughts and poems.
I don't want to lose. Wrestle
Right,
poem, wrestle poem, fly.
Fly around into your head, through your ears and out your mouth.
Just no, that's just.
Geordie Racer.
Geordie, I like that. Right, come on, Dunn. Have a little fun. I thought you were cool till you done what you done. Well, I am done now, Dunn. I like having fun. I like getting selfies. Just a photo, then I'm done. I felt like a fool, Dunn, when you done what you done. I want you in the ring, Dunn. Now I'm done being fun. And when I'm done and I have won, we can return to having fun. Drink together in the sun. So will you fight or will you run? Come on, Dunn. Let's get done.
That was amazing. So are you officially calling them out?
Officially calling them out.
So, but this is in a couple of years' time when you're a trained wrestler.
Well, I could do it now, but I don't think I'd win.
Are you challenging them to a wrestling match or a street fight?
No, a wrestling match. I'm not that. Come on.
You want it to be pretend, really?
I don't want to really hurt anyone.
I think we can make it happen.
Do you think we can?
You're about the same age.
I'm calling them out. If anyone listens to this podcast that knows them, let them listen to it. I'm going to get you. I'm going to find you.
And then after that, drink a few.
Yeah, it's like it's the WrestleFriends way, innit? Once it's done, we'll all be friends and go out for beers.
You've been out for beers with them before, haven't you?
No.
No.
In fact, he wouldn't speak to us. That's where this is all coming from.
However,
he would get a selfie with Tony Winship, which I really found really annoying.
It's
even
because
more
Tony
so.
Winship's the man. That's why.
he's the man who doesn't speak but does when he has a drink.
Yeah, it was brilliant when he brought that photo out of him, and he's like, he's actually quite a nice guy. I don't know what your problem is. Just caught him on an off day.
But he took a photo with Brad Dominic as well, didn't he?
He did.
So it's just me.
Just you. That's why I have to call him out.
Me versus you. Done.
Street fight.
North Wrestling. Sometime. Whenever you want.
In a few years' time, when I'm a trained wrestler, because
Yeah.
I'm not now.
Or when I'm a fireman, because I'll be really, really... That was going to be my name, wasn't it?
What?
So
The fireman.
So yeah, Dave's going to train to become a fireman.
Want to.
You want to? I hope it happens for you.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about gimmicks today, and like Gabriel Kidd's the lifeboat man. But it's not like a solid gimmick. He just is a lifeboat guy, but wrestles and is a badass. So you could have a slight fireman gimmick, but not too much. So
Yeah.
To show you, like you're not a 1992 WWE fireman. You just are a fireman who wrestles.
The fireman versus the policeman. All the stars were aligning.
No fun versus fire.
Fire phone.
Fire stopping the fire. I'm finished.
I'm done. I'm done.
It was done.
Jake
She's
hasn't got a
definitely
phone.
You should do a freestyle poem.
Mark doesn't
I've given
do
up
poems
poems.
anymore. You haven't been here long enough. You
I've
don't
given
know.
up poems. That's Dave's thing now. I don't want to take it off him.
Has anyone got a WrestleFriends? So
I've got a lot on my plate.
Have we got have we got 2 Hall of Fames now?
Yeah, so we've got Hall of Shame, which is
Right.
for caca things, and
Uh-huh.
Hall of Fame, which is for good things.
So what are you putting in the Fame?
I'm putting into the Hall of Fame Great Sasuke at 48 doing mental things in America.
Cool.
Because
I want to put what's his face in?
Silas Young for being just
for being younger than I thought he was.
and being just a cool dude.
Yep.
They're 2 good Hall of Fame. So what should we put in the Hall of Shame?
Probably Martin Kirby again.
Can we have a repeat? He hasn't even.
He
We
hasn't
haven't
been-
even seen him this week.
I know. I want to put him in it because it's Martin Kirby.
It's your.
It's a new thing. You can open a whole new thing. Kirby's going in.
Kirby's going in, right? Who am I going to put in? I'm going to put you in because I couldn't say who won the matches, and that was part of me writings.
You can't put me in.
Putting you in for not having watched that match. Those matches I wrote about.
Well, I'm putting you in for only just giving us the memory stick today.
Yeah, bad.
Do you want
Planning.
a hardcore match?
No.
Why
Right.
not?
Are we going to wrap this bad boy up and
I'm going
call
to
it
wrap
a
it
day?
up like a sausage roll.
You're going to wrap it up as if you want to lose 6 inches off your waist.
What an absolute pile of crap that is.
Right. Bye then.
Bye.
Bye.